When the door to the library opened, Lady Eliza Whitmoreland ducked behind the nearest bookcase. Bother! Who in the world was coming in here, interrupting her reading? Her twin sister Jessica's wedding ball was underway in the ballroom upstairs. As usual, Eliza had sneaked down to the library to hide from the constant threat of being forced to dance with some boring fop she had no interest in speaking to. And she never had an interest in dancing. She peered around the side of the bookcase to see two gentlemen striding into the room. They appeared to be headed straight for the glossy mahogany table set in front of the mullioned windows. Eliza noted with some interest that a chessboard sat upon the table. "This way, Milford," the taller of the two men said, leading the way. She narrowed her eyes at the men. From her vantage point, she couldn't make out their faces, but one of them was obviously Lord Milford. She'd met him before. He was one of the many suitors who'd spent most of the season in her brother Justin's drawing room, attempting to woo Jessica, while Eliza had sat in the corner near the window, happily reading. The other man, the tall one, who also appeared to be quite overbearing, was not familiar to her. If she'd met him before, she would have remembered his height. She couldn't see his face, but he had dark hair and wide shoulders, and was dressed all in black. He strode directly to the table and splayed his hand, offering his friend a seat. "Shall we place a wager on our game?" the taller man asked. Eliza recognized the cunning tone in his voice immediately. It was the same cunning tone she employed when she asked unsuspecting opponents to play chess with her. It was the tone of a person perfectly confident in his ability to win. "I'm not certain, Saint," Lord Milford said with a tentative chuckle. "I've heard you're excellent at chess." "I win from time to time," the taller man, Saint apparently, replied in a deceptively casual tone. Eliza folded her arms and watched the man called Saint. He'd even managed a shrug. Exactly the sort of misleading gesture she would employ if she were attempting to convince someone to play chess with her. Lure them in with the false hope of their ability to win, and then spring your trap. It was the same reason most people who'd played chess with her refused to play with her again. She always won, and she always paraded about like a peacock wearing a medal afterward. She simply couldn't help herself. It was far too much fun to win.